Randy here with Retire with Options. I've had some people ask me about the different platforms, and so I'm going to kind of do a little comparison here. I've also had people that are asking about Iron Condors and what exactly they are. So it's going to be a kind of a twofold process, just to show you some of the platforms and to kind of familiarize people with maybe like what an Iron Condor is. So here's my TastyWorks account. These are the positions I have open right now. And so if I go to the trade position for IBM, and let's look at this position that I have on. TastyWorks, they have some fancy graphics. If you go into, let's see, the curve, well, I don't exactly know how to get to it because I don't use it. Yeah, this curve thing. To me, that's a little complicated to use because you can't pull these exactly where you want, or at least I can't. So I usually work in the grid tab or the table tab. But let's talk about what a Iron Condor is. Most people know what a cash secured put is or a covered call. So pretend that this is not there, this is not there, and IBM is in the 124 range and you want to ride a 119 cash secured put. So I've got 3 contracts out on that right here, and that could be my cash secured put. Now let's say it's a bigger price stop and I don't want it to be an uncovered call. So what makes this a credit spread is then I'll go back in and buy a put behind it so that my maximum risk is the width of these spreads are $1 or $100 per contract. Same thing on the flip side. If I have the covered call but I don't actually own the stock, I can buy a call just above the strike price of the sold call, and that provides me protection in case the stock runs up. And again, I'm going to be at a max risk of $100 on this contract. So, you know, the goal of and when you have these puts, spreads, and call spreads put together, that makes your Iron Condor. And the goal is that expiration date to be somewhere between these two prices. Now the beauty of a Condor is you can't lose both sides of these legs at the same time. So if it's crashed through here, you're not going to crash through here, and just vice versa. If it's crashed through here, it's impossible to crash through here. So your broker is going to give you double buying power. So playing one side of these lets you effectively play the other side for free. And you can increase your premium that way, and that's why I'm doing that. It's a little more to manage, and that's why we've created the worksheet and Google Sheets to help keep track of that, because it can get a little bit complicated. Anyway, this is on a TastyWorks account, and to put this trade on, you would just click here and here, and then it would pop up. I've already got these on, so I can't actually do it. And I always buy the credit spread or the put spread and the call spread separately. I think it makes it a little easier for the algo to go find it when it's not having to put all 4 legs together. And I think you get a little bit better fill prices. And if I'm not in a rush, I'll actually do these one piece at a time. put your call or your protective put on, and then buy your short put, and come up here and buy your protective call and then sell your short call. And you can save a few cents off the overall cost of your option. So anyway, this is kind of the way it works in TastyWorks, and this is the way it looks. When you put these on, make sure that your inner two options are your short options, your outer two options are your protective long options, and that will have your Iron Condor be set up properly. And you want to keep the strikes the same distance apart if you want to take advantage of that multiplier in the buying power. If you use different strikes, it's going to use the buying power of the larger strike. Now, to do something similar in TD Ameritrade, I have this is an IBM Iron Condor, and you can see that I have a 114, 113 put spread, and I have 126, 127 call spread. Again, with your long legs being on the outer side of the spread, and your short legs being on the inner side of the spread. And again, anywhere in here is your profit zone. One thing I like about TD Ameritrade, if I look over here, it gives you a list of your current account, and here's my IBM spreads here. I've got it set up to show the probability of out of the money, so I can see at a glance where they are. It also shows me how many days to expiration, and yeah, that's how I keep track of it. And people have been asking me, how do I pick my strike prices for my spreads? I generally go in this out of the money column, and if you don't have the out of the money column, you'll need to go in here and add it. There's a video on that if you need to do it. And I generally, when I set these up, I go to as close to 90% as I can find, so I'll probably go to 89.92. That's what these were when I selected these strikes. And you can see it's going to move around, and it'll move around until it expires. So how did this work out today? Even on this down day, I was up $42 for the day. And my TastyWorks account, I was down $40. But you know, it was a pretty horrendous last half of the day today. So anyway, that's kind of just a little quick overview of the TastyWorks versus the TD Ameritrade platforms. Next week, when I enter my TD Ameritrade trades for next week, I'll go ahead and record that session, and you can see me actually place the trades and see how they fill. Sometimes they're a little finicky to get filled, and I have to lower it by a penny or raise it by a penny, whatever I need to do. So anyway, I hope this answers some of your questions. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll talk to you soon.